A warm welcome to the latest newsletter from Trade the Easy Way. Hello traders, Mike Hamilton for Trade the Easy Way, and my overriding message to you is just watch this dollar strength, because when you've got gold coming off to this level, then it just shows you the sorts of strength that we are seeing in the dollar, to my mind. And if you look at the weekly chart here, you can see we have this huge channel. We've had tests of the highs of these channels here. We created it in 2011. We tested the highs in 2012, and here we are back at these highs in 16. So lots of tests of this, and we are just above 1200. We have Fed minutes on Wednesday with an anticipated rate rise in November. So if we come down here on this weekly chart to 1170, 1175 and hold in the second half of the week, I'm a buyer. And because of the lows from June 13, all the support from 14 and 15, and the pattern that we've got here at the moment. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this can hold down here, I think 5 is going to see us potentially break up. Or if we can't hold this 1166, we are toast and we are coming back to $1,000. Okay, so how does that translate elsewhere? Let's look at oil. Looking at the weekly again, if we look at the highs of 2014, the lows of 2015, we have managed to bounce up above this fib level, and we're at the moment just sitting underneath it. But that's a buy signal on the weekly chart. We've got a new low in this little range, and we just narrowly closed above. So I'm looking to buy 45 area. Just under 44.78 is a main sort of fire line I've got there. So a dip below 45 would be a buy for me, and I'm looking to see if I can take that back up to 50 plus. What's this mean for the indices? The Dow is as flat as a pancake at the moment, and what concerns me is that the strength in the dollar has seen a lot of money come out of the bonds. Now, if the common misconception is that if bonds are coming down, then it means a failure in the indices is well and truly on the cards. Well, at the moment, if you look at the corresponding chart of this, all the time this has been dropping. The Dow, as we've had the big sort of post-Trump push higher, and all we've got now is a flat line in the weekly, as opposed to here we've just seen pretty much a winding down of the bonds. So if I think the bonds are due a pullback after, if it's a fairly flat week with potentially a stopping bar, inverted hammer. So I would look for recovery in the bonds, but short-term weakness until we get the Fed out of the way of the Dow. So the Dow is wanting to get the Fed minutes out of the way. It wants to know if there's a rate rise in December. And so I think a push into 650, if that hole is on the cards, so a couple hundred pips under where we are, and which will be a retest of the election hammer. And if that holds, then I think we'll continue up to 19,500. If that drops and fails, then I think we could come and test these lows and potentially the election day lows as well, which is a huge move on the cards. Alright, so I've got some concerns about what we're seeing in the bonds and the threat to stability that could bring longer term as that sinks into the impacts on the market. But overall, I'm seeing bullish moves. Strength in the dollar is, of course, reflected in the euro. I've got a lot of euro data on Wednesday, so I think we might see a fairly flat start to the week, and then I think we're going to see a decision as we get Wednesday out of the way. I'll go into more detail on Traders Round Table from members. So that's the euro, and this is the pound. So it's autumn statement on Wednesday. So any shocks to the system on Wednesday could present some problems to see us coming down to 120. Otherwise, I will have a clearer picture when we get to Monday evening. Alright, so that's where I'm going to leave it, short and sweet. And I'm going to go into more detail about intraday setups and intra-week moves, and of course stocks, the hottest sectors out there for the stocks. And the big question is, is this market, particularly indices and stocks, going to see some buying or some selling? Thanksgiving on Thursday, Fed minutes on Wednesday, so it's a big week, potentially quite volatile because of, particularly as the US are away on Thursday with Thanksgiving. So details to follow. All right, thank you very much for listening, and I will be in touch in the next update.